this is just a continuation of this class on verse 48, first class. We're just mentioning about Krishnadas and how these two paths leading to, and Garuda Puran describes two pathways, two roadways leading to Yamapuri, which doesn't have much to do with Nikunja Leela, but it's a slight, tangent there. So one path is for the pious and the religious people, and that pathway is full of flowers and lakes and fruit trees along the way, and it's very nice, and it takes about a year to go there, a year of mental time or whatever. Time is a little bit hard to understand on these subtle planes of things. Time is a very very puzzling factor. Like the gopis danced for seemed like a few hours, but it was a night of Brahma, millions and millions of lifetimes, or human days. But it seems like when the sun came up, they were back in Varsana. So it's hard to understand. So the one pathway is for the pious religious, and they just walk there and they walk along, and they're very happy and just walking through the forest to Yamaraj. The other pathway is for the sinful, and there's all dogs on either side biting them and barking them, and they're tied up with ropes and chains, and the Yamadutas are whipping them and beating them, and they're collapsing from the hot sun, and they're dying of thirst, and they have nothing to eat, especially if they're not members of the Varnashram system or Indian people, where they have Shrad and Pitri Puja and all these things, Pitri Paksha and Ashwin Maina, for 2 weeks, where you feed your ancestors, your Pitris, ancestors, you give them water and food, and then that's transferred by some special method to them, and they get some food and drink on their pathway and to Yamaraj. But people born outside of India, they don't know anything about that. Someone dies and you bury them in the ground, that's that. So they really suffer, and all that suffering is described there in Garuda Puran. Unabridged. You maybe go downtown in Vrindavan and find some very skinny Garuda Puran, which doesn't tell very much of anything. But the unabridged is very clear. Unabridged means complete book. Unabridged. Abridged means small. You understand? No, you unabridged. Anyway, it's English, and none of you know English that well. In other words, the complete book. Like it says Garuda Puran. It's about this thick in Vrindavan. And then you look inside, it says this is a summary. Summary. In other words, it has 100 chapters, there's 20 in here. So it's very small. At any rate, so then the pious people go there down this beautiful flower path, and there's plenty of lakes to swim in and water and fruit trees, and everything's very nice. And then Yamaraj, he's sitting on his throne, and he's looking and he even describes how he looks like for the non-devotees, for the sinful people. How ferocious he looks, and how he looks at them with burning eyes. You did this and you did that, and they give the report. And you go to this hell, creamy loka, and you'll go to pataloka, you'll go here and there, and then take him away, whip him, and so many things. And then when the devotee comes, and they say, "Oh, he's looking so much different." And Yamaraj says, "Who is this?" "Oh, this is Krishnadas. He's your devotee, Krishna Bhakt." Acha. So what is the report? "Oh, he was always doing chanting and this and that." That's very nice. Now, that Yamaraj that's described, when the devotee sees Yamaraj, he is very beautiful demigod with golden skin and beautiful lotus eyes and long hair and beautiful dhoti, and he looks so attractive, like a Vishnu Duta, like a resident of Vaikuntha. And he has a very high throne. He steps off his throne, he comes down the steps, and he embraces the devotee. He says, "I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so fortunate to meet a wonderful devotee of Radha and Krishna." So anyway, now you take birth in Vrindavan in a Brahmin family, and then this will be your last birth. You'll attain prema and go to your Ishtadev. So this is the situation. Maybe new things you don't know very much or heard, but you can read yourselves in Garuda Puran, the complete version. It's in English also. It's available. At any rate, that's a long way from the Nikunjas and the Surata Katamritam of Radha and Krishna. But I'm sorry for that divergent. Now we're getting lost over there. I mean, I sometimes say only ask questions on the basis of the shloka. But what about speaking only on the basis of the shloka? So I don't know about that. I have to improve my focus myself. So this is very beautiful. Raha Paricharika. So this is a very secret, confidential sevas. So the Manjaris are more intimate and confidential with Radharani than even her Sakhis like Lalita and Vishaka. Although in terms of superiority of position and in the whole hierarchy or whole Brajadam, the Sakhis, Radharani and the Sakhis, they're Ashtasakhis, Parama Preshta Sakhis. That's why they're called Parama Preshta. They're the topmost. Preshta means topmost special. Mukunda Preshta. The Guru is described as Preshta. Namo Mahavanyaya Krishna Prema Pradaya Krishna. No. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya. Krishna Preshta. So in the Shastras, generally the Guru is described as Mukunda Preshta or Krishna Preshta. Krishna means Mukunda, Mukunda means Krishna. Means Preshta means very Priya, Preshta. Means he's situated and standing in a very intimate and dear position to the Lord. He's his Priya Bhakta. So the same way these Parama Preshta Sakhis, they're not only Preshta but Param, they're the topmost special Sakhis in all the spiritual world. So they're very, very fortunate. And they're all served by the Manjaris and Kinkaris, and they're all respected, and they're superior in that level of hierarchy there. Radharani's the top. Radharani and Chandravali are the top two Sakhis described in the Puranas and our Shastras. And Chandravali has her Ashtasakhis, and Radharani has her Ashtasakhis. And the chief Mukhya Sakhis of Radharani are Lalita and Vishaka. And the chief Sakhis of Chandravali are Padma Sakhi and Shaibya. And they have their manjaris and the whole arrangement there. So they're the top, the two. And then after that it's Radharani. Radharani, of course, is the top of those two. And there's some hierarchy. That hierarchy is also described in the Padma Purana. Of all the Sakhis, there are 8 major Sakhis. And this is not Radharani's Ashtasakhis. This Padma Purana says all the Sakhis are 8 major. Shamala and Palika and Tara and Radharani and Chandravali, Lalita and Shaivya Padma. There's 8. These are called the 8 topmost Sakhis. I believe it's also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it's definitely in Ujjvala Nilamani by Rupa Goswami, quoting from Puran. So among these 8, then there's 2. These are 8. So in that group of 8, you don't find Tungavidya Sakhi, you don't find Rangadevi, you don't find Sudevi. This is of all the Sakhis, because Chandravali is one of those 8, and Radharani is one of those 8, and Shaibya, and Padma, and Taraka, and Palika, and Shamala, like this. So now of all those 8, the 2 most prominent Sakhis in all of Brajmandal are Radharani and Chandravali. And of those 2, the topmost Sakhi is Srimati Radharani. That's quite obvious, we know. So the Manjaris have, although they're somewhat junior to their senior Sakhis, Yuteshwaris, etc., their position and because their hearts, they're so intimate and confidential with Radharani and attain such a privileged position of Raha Paricharika. Raha Paricharika, this position of being right there at that most intimate and confidential moment in the secret time when Radharani is fully alone with Krishna and the kunjas, and all the Sakhis have gone elsewhere for other sevas or to rest or whatever, and their own kunjas after the rasa dance. Everyone's tired. So they go to their kunjas to relax, and all their Sakhis and Manjaris surround them and do seva for Lalita and Vishaka, massage them and give them some refreshing drinks. And they also have all their attendants and all their servants. So they're away from Radharani and Krishna right now, but the Manjari is right there. Because their hearts, their bodies and their minds are fully attached to Radharani's seva and pleasure. So this word Raha, secret, it means that in very secret places and secluded places, the Nibrita Nikunjas of Vrindavan, and the groves of Vrindavan, forests of Vrindavan, those very secluded, private, solitary bowers, very intimate times, secret times, the Manjaris are there. They're able to serve. But it also means Raha Paricharika, Aham, O Radharani, Kada Aham, when will I become your very confidential, private, your private servant, your special, confidential and secret Paricharika, and those Nibritana Kunjas. And sometimes this word Raha means that the Manjaris serve Radharani alone, or just one Manjari, either standing at the door of the Kunja, or even inside the Kunja itself. She may be alone with Radha and Krishna Yugal, or she may be with her Guru Saki, Guru Devi, or maybe Rupa Manjari, or Tulsi Manjari, Rati Manjari. So this is, and all of this is of course very secret and special. So Raha can mean that also, serving alone or with others. So they're unique. So they're, of course, the Manjaris have a very unique emotional temperament, which is, their emotional temperament is called Radha Sneha Adik. This is Adik Mas. This is Adik means extra. There's 13 months this year. Usually there's 12 months a year. This year there's 13 months, so extra month, additional. That means Adik. And so the Radharani's Manjaris, Shri Rupa Manjari, Tulsi Manjari, Rati, etc., Labanga Manjari, Guna Manjari, Vilas Manjari, they have they have lots of love and lots of sneha, wonderful affection for Krishna, but more for Radharani. So the Radha Sneha Adik. And some Sakis have, like Lalita, like Danishta Saki and Brinda Devi and Danishta, they have Krishna Sneha Adik. They have more affection for Krishna. You'll see in Govinda Lilamrita and Krishna Bhavanamrita by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Sometimes the Manjaris are really causing problems for Shyam Sundar, and then Brinda Devi takes the side of Krishna. So although they're serving side by side, this is very clear, and this is her identity mentioned in Radha Krishna Ganadesha Deepika, and that she is this Brinda Devi. And they're all, of course, Kaya Vyuha, expansions from the Kaya, Manovakya Kaya. Manovakya Kaya means mind, words, and body, Kaya. We have Kalevaram or Kayo. So they're all expansions of Radharani's body, but Danishta Saki, she lives in Krishna's house in Nandagram. So in this, I'll give you an example. The difference between Radha Sneha Adik and Krishna Sneha Adik. So here, they're together. Brinda Devi's there, and then Krishna's there, and Danishta's there, and maybe Madhamangal's there in the morning before Radhakund Leela, late morning. And finally, Krishna's there asking Brinda and Danishta and Madhamangal, oh, where is Radharani? When's she coming? I'm so eager to meet her. Do you know where she's coming to Radhakund, where I can meet her? And they said, we don't know. We can't tell, and we haven't met any Sakis, or we haven't received any information. But if someone can come from her party, then we can find out. So then all of a sudden, coming down the footpath comes Tulsi Manjari. Tulsi Manjari is the general name which is used to describe Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami, throughout Govinda Lilamrita, he's called Tulsi Manjari, not to be confused with Tulsi plant or with Brinda Devi. Brinda Devi is Brinda Devi, and she's a Tulsi plant, and Tulsi Manjaris, and Tulsi garlands, and flowers and buds. A Tulsi Manjari. And also, Das Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, is identified as Rati Manjari. But the Tulsi Manjari, Radharani likes this name very much, and this is very clearly told by Kasturi Manjari in her form as Krishna's Kaviraj in Govinda Lilamrita. So then Krishna says, oh, here comes Tulsi Manjari. She certainly must have news of Radharani, when's she coming and where I'm supposed to meet her. And because Tulsi she's like side by side with Radharani at every time, all the time. One in place, one in heart, one in mind. So then they say, "Oh, Tulsi, welcome, welcome. What is the news? Where's Radharani? When's she coming?" Then because Tulsi Manjari is Radha Sneha Adik. She has more affection for Krishna. Now you'll see. Radha Sneha Adik, more affection for Radharani. So then Tulsi Manjari says, "Oh, Sham, I have very, very bad news. You don't know. Today is a great tragedy has occurred. It's a very unfortunate day for all of Vrindavan. It's a very unfortunate day for all the residents of Vrindavan, moving and non-moving. This is one of the saddest days, because I regret to inform you, I regret to tell you, that Radharani cannot come out to meet you. Because she was just leaving for Surya Puja with Kundalata from Yavat. And just before that, her mother-in-law, Jatila, asked her to churn some yogurt into butter. So Radharani was extremely full of utkantita bhav, eagerness to meet you and to come for avisar. Somehow she went and filled a clay pot, the mudka, the kumbha, with water, and she started churning the water, thinking it was yogurt. And then her mother-in-law came out and said, "What are you doing? You nonsense! You're crazy. You're absent-minded. You must have been bitten by that black snake, and now your mind is poisoned. You don't know how to think straight. I told you the pot of yogurt is over there. Churn it to bring out the butter, and now you're churning water. You just stay here. No Surya Puja day. You do Manasa Puja. You do Manasa Puja of Surya. You don't go out today." So I'm very sorry, Sham, Radharani cannot come. So now Krishna's feeling so sad. "Oh, Brinda, oh, Tulsi, what to do? How can I live without Radharani? She's my everything. She's my pran. She's my dhan. She's my everything, my wealth, my life breath." And this Tulsi was saying all these things. It was all a lie. It was all a story, because she wanted to increase, she wanted to see Krishna, she wanted to increase Krishna's eagerness and desire to attain her Swamini Ishwari Radha. So she was, in one sense, playing with Krishna, but playing with Krishna to increase his love, only for service, not like we might play games with each other. Games people play, and in the material world, someone tells somebody, "No, something not happened," and the person will feel bad, or you get a laugh out of it. It's not like that. There's no negativity here. Don't misunderstand. There's no ill motivation. It's all to enhance and increase Krishna's love and increase Krishna's pleasure and joy when he finally does attain Radharani's darshan and sangha. So now, Brinda Devi and Danisha, they look at Tulsi like, "Stop playing with him." Because these girls, they can understand that Tulsi has made this story up, but Krishna can't understand. He believes it fully. So then they look at him. Brinda Devi looks at him, and she even says, "Hey Tulsi, this is not fair. Don't do like this. Don't do like this to my Krishna." He said, "No, tell the truth. What's happening?" And then after that indication, either by eyes, Brinda Devi is speaking like that by eyes. So this means that Brinda Devi is coming to the aid and defense of Krishna. Why? Because Tulsi Manjari is Radha Sneha Adika, more affection for Radha, and Brinda Devi and Danishna have more affection for Krishna. So they took his side, and they said, "Okay." They said, "Tulsi, that's enough. Look, our Sham is suffering so much. Now where is Radharani?" And then Tulsi says, "Oh, Sham, I was just joking with you. I want to increase your love. Actually, Radharani is just behind me. She's just coming now." Oh, so this is an example of the difference between Krishna Sneha Adik and Radha Sneha Adik. It's all for the loving bliss and happiness of Radha and Krishna. So this line here, this is the third line. Shri Radhike Tavabraha Parichari Kaham Oh Srimati Radhika, when will I become your confidential maidservant? Because if you just say paricharika, it means maidservant, handmaiden. But when you say raha, it means secret, rahasya. Well, why this word raha? For the reasons I've told. So this is one point that we see here. And now the next point about the Manjaris is that the Manjaris serve with all their senses. Their eyes and their ears, their hands. Generally, when we think of Manjaris doing seva, we think they're running down the path to carry a message, or they're going to bring Krishna to Radha, or Radha to Krishna, or they're bathing, or doing something with their hands, making garlands, fanning, grinding chandan, massaging the feet. Many, many services with the hands or with their legs. Like most services are that type of physical. But they also do service just by hearing, and just by seeing. So many pastimes, the Manjaris aren't really doing anything active at that moment. They've come to Dangati with Radharani and the Sakhis. They're all together on their way to Govinda Kund. And at Govinda Kund there's a huge yagya, because Vasudeva in Mathura, because he wasn't always in the prison house, after the first children were killed and he promised to give them to Kamsa, then Kamsa let him out of prison. So he was living alone, I mean with his wife, Devaki, and his entourage. So at that time, Vasudeva, he engaged Bhaguri Rishi to do a huge yagya for the benefit of his son, who is staying clandestinely means secretly in Nandagram under the loving care of Nanda and Yashoda. So he asked Bhaguri Rishi, please, you go to Govinda Kund, that's a great place, a very great place of yagya and puja, and do a big yagya there. So Bhaguri Rishi went there, and the gopis got news that, oh, there's a big yagya, and he's a powerful sage, Bhaguri Rishi. If you bring your ghee and yogurt, all your yogurt and ghee and milk, you have to make sweet rice, because when there's a yagya, although maybe we only seen ghee offered in fire to Vishnu, you're also supposed to offer kheer, or sweet rice. There's one, what do you call it, purohit, or whatever it's called. One of the, there's a name for it, one of the pujaris or brahmins engaged in the yagya, he'll be throwing sweet rice in, while the chief priest is offering ghee, and everyone's throwing this job and black sesame seeds into the fire. Swaha, swaha. So ghee. So the assistant pujari or assistant brahmin will be offering sweet rice, what we call sweet rice, which means kheer. So therefore, at a yagya, a big yagya that Bhaguri was doing, they have to bring milk to make the sweet rice. They have to bring yogurt because they may do some kind of panchamrit abhishek or panchagavya. Then they have to, of course, the main element is ghee. Swaha, swaha. So the gopis are carrying all these things to Dangati. And then Krishna stopped them. Krishna stopped them for tax, Dan Leela. Dan Vihari Krishna ki jai. So then, at that time, everyone stopped, and there's so much humorous dialogue going on between Krishna and the gopis, the lead gopis. It's described by Das Goswami and Dan Keli Chintamani, and by Sri Rupa Goswami Pad and Dan Keli Komudi. Very beautiful play. These are both natya, or plays, with so much discussion, so many acts, and very beautiful description of Krishna's Dan Leela. So at that particular juncture of the Leela, the Manjaris, it's basically dialogue going on, dialogue and expressions of love between the Premashraya Radha, the Vibhav Alamban, Premashraya Radha, and Vibhav Alamban Vishai, Prem Vishai Krishna, and Lalita assisting, etc., and Madhamangal also. And the Manjaris are just watching. They're not fanning, they're not stringing garlands, they're not massaging their feet, they're just watching and listening. They're hearing and chanting. They're seeing and chanting. Excuse me. They're hearing and seeing. Maybe they're chanting also. Hey, this isn't fair. Hey, they may say a few words. But basically they're doing seva but it doesn't appear they're doing any active seva. They're just standing there fully absorbed in Radharani's mood and her different Kalahantarita Bhav. She shows different bhavas at that time. Very wonderful emotional temperaments and psychological movements of her mind and heart and her intimate conjugal love for Krishna. She shows these wonderful postures and gestures and eye movements and crying but just not really crying, and smiling but being angry but smiling, and many combination of moods and feelings and thoughts. So Manjaris are watching that and feeling that, oh, this is wonderful. And that's also seva. So you serve with all your senses. So this verse is describing, it says that, what's the seva? It says, I'm standing at the door of your forest bower or kunja, and I'm listening to the mishritani. And we say karma mishra bhakti, bhakti mixed with karma, gyan mishra. So mishritani means mixture of the tinkling, sanjita, alapita means sound, shrutva, I'm hearing. I'm hearing the mixed sounds of your tinkling ornaments and your soft speech coming from within the bower house. So Radha and Krishna are sitting or lying on the flower bed, and Radharani has her waist bells and her ankle bells. Krishna also has waist bells, ankle bells he wears. But usually you would think of Radharani's ankle bells, her kinkini mala, and her ankle bells called, her waist bells are called kinkini, and her ankle bells are called nupura. Nupura, ranajana, jan, like this beautiful sound they make. This is sinjita, alapita sinjita mistritani. So this is, so the ears are hearing, oh, what does that sound like? What is this sound? Because Radharani's kinkini and nupura, her waist bells and ankle bells, they are also bhav tadatmika with Radharani. So when Radharani is in an abhisarika bhav, the abhisarika bhav, the mood and feeling of a heroine running out for rendezvous, then that's her heart, and she's so eager and anticipating and running so fastly. And the Nupur and Kinkini are jingling. They're jingling very loudly, ching, 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 like a burglar alarm, as I said the other day, when someone touches your car, wah, 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 wah. So alert, 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 alert. So the ankle bells and the waist bells are vibrating so loudly and forcefully. Alert, 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 red alert, red alert, red alert. Radharani's running down the path. So the ankle bells and Nupur and Kinkini are feeling that same bhav. They're jingling with the bhav of abhisarika bhav, the nayaka bhav of an abhisarika. Just like you hear musical notes. Well, you can play musical notes like on a violin, which are very soothing and gentle, or you can play very aggressive and heavy notes. Dun, 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 dun. Like that. Oh, and they use these kind of music in different movies to create, to excite your heart. The violins will come in, and if it's like a very a pathetic scene, or someone's very, someone's crying or upset, then the violins are going wee 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 wee. The violins are in the background. It's called the soundtrack, and they're vibrating pathos, or they're vibrating sadness. The musical vibration, wee wee wee, and then people go, oh, he left me, oh. And then it's wee 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 wee, and then if there was, imagine going to a movie with no music, only voices. Oh, he left me, and he ran away, and there's no music. It's like, how? It's like, imagine, like take the harmonium away from most singers, and what would it sound like? Not very good. Because most people really don't have, by gift of God, have a beautiful natural voice. It's very rare. But if the harmonium is there, then it hides all the problems of your voice. But it's one of the things I've seen in India, that especially these Brijbasis, they can really sing. I mean, I'm speaking about men. I mean, women by nature have that singing ability. It's kind of their inborn or so. But you hear these Indian men, they're just rowing the boat on the Jamuna, some boatman, or even they're just singing without any instrument. Very amazing voices. But my experience in being in this kind of you hear some devotee, if you take away the harmonium, his voice is not too much nice. It's an important thing. So here, that's the music. The music is conveying the mood. So these are instruments. These ankle bells, kinkini, and this nupur are like musical instruments. And the music they're vibrating is the music of love. This is the Prem Sangeet, the music of love. How Radharani's heart is vibrating, and how Radharani's heart is tinkling and jingling and vibrating with this Avisarika Bhav, or with Divyonmad Mahabhav, or with at Dan Leela is Kalahantarita Bhav. It's another type of Nayaka Bhav. Then the ankle bells are jingling similarly. Now Radharani's in the Raha, the Britti Nikunja. So now the Manjari is standing outside at the door and she's hearing Radharani's Nupur and Kinkini. So what is Radharani's bhav at this time when she's lying with Krishna in the very beginning of their intimacies? So that feeling of her heart, that's the kind of, that vibration of Radharani's heart, that music of Radharani's love is being expressed in the jingling and tinkling sound of her Nupura and Kinkini. They have a particular music, particular sound, just like in a movie, at a particular scene, when there's particular emotions being shown, then the music will vary. If it's a fighting scene, or everyone's on horses and they're running across the plains, and two enemies are running towards each other on horses, then there's heavy drums and timpani drums. So everyone's like, you're sitting in the audience and the music is making you feel like you're going like on a horse, like you're also going along. So this is a kind of a mundane comparison, but so the idea is the privileged position of the Manjaris, that they're hearing with all their senses, and they're there hearing these amazing sounds of this Shrutva tad alapita sinjita misritani. And this is their great fortune. Kunjantari kimapi jatara sotsav. So kunja antare, same as Hindi, antare, inside the kunja. Then this word has word for word. Antare, inside, kim, what? What is happening? Jata, of course, means jhana. What's coming to being? What rasa, flavor, rasa utsava. So in other words, we're getting to that next, but that's the next line. But we're discussing Shrutva Tadalapita Sanjita Misritani, that the Manjaris are hearing these wonderful sounds. Now, I think because we'll continue tomorrow with that. There's some questions, if anyone has questions on this verse. We're discussing the privileged position of Radharani's Manjaris and their Raha Paricharikas. Shri Radhike Tava Raha Paricharikaham. I want to be your, oh Radharani, I want to be Tava, I want to be your Shri Radhika. Shri Radhike, Radhike means, we say Radha and Radhe. Radha means the name, but when it's vocative or when you're calling, then you say Radhe. Ha, we say Vishaka Saki, but if you're calling Vishaka, you say Hey Vishake, Hey Lalite. So the Manjari is calling the Sadhaka and Sadhaka Vesh, the Sadhaka and Ragmarg. He's crying out and calling out to Radharani, Hey Shri Radhike, oh Shri Radhike. Kada, when will Tava, Shri Radhike Tava, Raha Paricharika Ham. When will I be your Paricharika and serve you, your all-arounder, Manjari, serve you in all possible ways, at all possible times, in every situation, every place, in every yama, and every lila stali and braj. This is that line number 3. Shiradike tavavraha paricharikaham. And then the next line, Dwara stita rasa radhe patita kadasyam. We haven't gotten to that part, but Dwara stita, you've heard of Dwarka. Dwara means stita. I'm fixed at your Dwara. I'm your chokidari. I'm your chokidari, means female guard. Chokidar. Rasa radhe. I'm standing at the door. I'm standing at the door of your kunja, and your kunja antare. Kunja antare. Inside that kunja, you are there on the flower bed with Sham, and what's inside this kunja? I'm standing at the door of a lake of ras, Radhe, Hrade means lake, lagoon, and we say Kaliya Rad in Sanskrit. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, it says Kaliya Rad. He was that Rad, Hrade. So this is Rasarad. Dwarastita rasaradhe patita kadasyam. So we'll continue there tomorrow. We'll read the verse again, and then Kunjantare kimapi jatta rasotsavaya shutva tad alipita sinjita mishritani shiradike tavaraha paricharikaham dwarastita rasa Radhe patita kadasyam. Shri Radhike, when will I, your confidential maidservant, fall in a pool of rasa radhe, patitam? Oh, that's very nice. When will I fall in a pool of ras? Like we talked about drown in the swimming pool. Some people drown in the swimming pool. When will I fall in a pool? So patita means drown. And Dwarastita rasarade patita kadasyam kada karishyasiyamam kripa kadakshabhajanam. O Radharani, when will you glance at me with a sidelong glance? So Dwara, when will I be situated out at the door, and inside that door, that kunja is a whole lake of ras. And so that's when will I hear? I'm your confidential maidservant. I'm not just a dasi. I'm a rahadasi. I'm not just a manjari. I'm a raha manjari. I'm not just a paricharika. I'm a raha. Raha means secret and also means residence. So I'm secretly residing with you. Say re rahahun. Say Vrindavan me re rahahun. Where do you live? Vrindavan me re rahahun. Re rahahun means I live in Vrindavan. So raha, as we heard the other day, raha means bhajan rahasyam, a rahasya lila, means secret and means to live with. So you put them together, the two definitions, the manjaris, the paricharika kinkaris, they're always living secretly with Radharani. Because the manjaris, why are they always raha, living, raha, secretly? Because the manjaris are living in the confidential core of Radharani's heart. There's nothing more secret than the inner chambers of your heart. No one knows what you really love or what you're really thinking. But you know, and God knows, because He's in your heart, and you're in your heart. So the manjaris are in the heart of Radharani. So their living place, their residence is Radharani's heart. And they know all the secrets of Radharani's heart. And Raha means secret. So they live in Radharani's heart, and they know all her secrets. So they're thinking, when will I fall in this pool of ras? Rasa radhe patita. So the word patita means fallen, yeah. Vishame patitam. Lord Chaitanya says in the Shikshastra, patitam mam vishame bhavambudo. He says, Ayi Nandatana, patitam mam vishame bhavambudo. He says, patitam, I've fallen in an ocean of poison, visha ambudi. But here, that's one type of fallen, to be fallen in an ocean of poison of the material world, janma mritu jara vyadi. But this manjari is praying, I want to fall into a lake of ras. Prem ras. Madhura ras. Madhura. Dwara stita rasa rade patita kadas. When will I fall? When will I drown? When will I dive and plunge into the ocean of ras? As I stand at the gate of the kunja dwara, hearing the sweet jingling sound of your ornaments. Shutva tad alapita sinjita mishritani, mixed with the sweet sound of your conversation. Oh, the ornaments is sinjita, and the conversation is alapita. Alapita sinjita mishritani. The mixture of two. What two? Sinjita. Sinjita means tinkling ankle bells, tinkling waist bells, kinkini nupura. And alap, like you've heard of prajalp. Or sometimes you're chanting japa, and sometimes you're chanting prajalpa. And in this Brahmar Gita, it describes 10 types of chitra jalpa. Chitra jalpa means variegated speech, amazing speech, chitra, colorful, amazing. So the one is called alap and pralap and different types, sanjita, different names, samlap. So this is alapita. Alapita. So when will I hear this alapita? Your conversation, the music of your words, the music of your heart coming in your words, and the music of your heart coming in the jingling and tinkling of your nupura kinkini, that mishritani, that mixture. Shutva, when will I hear? And then, and your conversation with Krishna, the Surata Kanhamrita, at the beginning of your Rasa festival. So that's a translation, and we'll continue tomorrow to discuss. Radhe. Radha Rasamniti ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe. Radha Rani, Radha Govinda Dev ki jai, Shama Kunda ki jai, Radha Kunda ki jai, Purushottamadikat Mas Brata ki jai, Prabhupada Saraswati ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe. Sham.